Okay, folks, it is I, Carlton Flowers, the Crypto Pro, with a special video tonight. Well, actually, this morning. It is January the 28th, 2020, and I had to shoot this video because there is something monumental that is going on, and I had to talk about this. I mean, this is just ridiculous. We need to go to the Bitcoin chart and talk about what happened in the last couple of days and what I just called out on the chart. It's not every day that you get lucky enough that you can call something out like this. So let me show you what happened and why I wanted to talk about this. Okay, so let's get rid of myself here and focus on this chart. And we're looking at the 4-hour chart. Let's just scrunch it down so I can give you an overview of what is happening. So here we had this fib circle set, the dark green that is set here from the December 15th to January 18th time frame. And what you have, let's draw on this chart here. I'm going to make some arrows so I can point this out. You have this up and down action that is happening. Let's just give a squiggly line here where we had this big uptick and then we fell and then we side banded here, and then we had this definite, let's make this in green, we had this definite up channel. Whoops, that moves now. We have this definite up channel that occurred to here, and then slight correction. Now we have this another great big pump that's going on. Now let's clear all of this. So this is what is important. We're looking at the time frame that I created, these fib circle boundaries. The first set I created from what I thought to be the bottom of this overall movement since this peak here. All right. And then to the top of it, which is right here. Okay. So then I also made a new set, because let's just zoom in first. Let's turn drawing off and zoom in and see how well we did with that green fib circle set. Because things usually happen along these lines. Like we came up to this line and we see that we bounced right around on this line and came back to it before we took off, and we had this big old pump. I thought once we hit this 1.618 line of this fib circle set on the shorter range, I thought we were going to dump. Now, if you'll notice, there was a very brief time period here of 1 4-hour candle where we took a breather. There's one red candle, and then we pumped. You had another little hiccup here. But because of the fact that we blew straight through that fib circle boundary, I thought, let's take a look at another range. That's where I decided that we would see if there was any magic between taking the low point before the side banding, which is here, and then taking that all the way up to the high point. When we do that, we get this light blue fib circle set. Now let's turn off drawing, whoops, and zoom in and notice what we see. So based on that second set, look what the price line did. Look what the candles did. We came right up to the 1.618. I believe this is what this the 1.618 on the light blue set. And the light blue set takes us from a date range of approximately November 25th up until that same ending point, January the 18th. And look what happened. So we've got a much more significant red candle forming right now. And this candle should close pretty soon here, and we'll be moving on to the next one. But this sure looks like a bigger hiccup on the line than what we had on the dark green set. Why is this important? Well, I'll tell you why this is important. Maybe you need to see my face while I explain this. We're going to zoom out. I'm going to go to the 1 day. We got all these people who change their mind on a daily basis. Every time the market moves in a different direction, we get all of our geniuses out there who change their minds. From 1 minute to the next, it's bull market, it's bear market, in a 24-hour time period, flipping and changing their minds. So here is the major movement from the peak of 2017. Here's the capitulation, they like to call it. I'm sick of that word. Where we had the big dump here in December of 2018. And we had the humongous pump that took us up to that 13,900 level, and we've been in a downtrend since. Now, let's zoom in on this trading channel that we are currently within. I drew this parallel trading channel to let us know when and if we break out, we could be in for a reversal. So we saw all of this bouncing up and down from one side to the other of the channel. Now, keep in mind, every time we had a bounce, they said, oh, this is the bull run to a million. Oh, no, bear market. Oh, bull run to a million. No, bear market. Oh, bull run to a million. We're there now. Bear market. So the flip-flopping happens on a daily basis every time we have a reversal. But when I see this, we don't have enough data to decide whether or not we've broken out of this bearish channel, which would be the entire length of this. This is a bearish trend right here, okay? We're not out of that yet, guys, and there's not enough data to really be able to tell. Nor can we tell if we are truly in a bull market from this little run that we see from this low point up to now. It's not enough information, even though it is significant that we broke the top of this trading channel. Yes, we did. So this whole area here, it is significant that we have risen above what I thought was the top of this bearish channel. But you know what? The minute you think you've tamed Bitcoin, it will make a fool out of you. So here's the way I will look at it, and here's the way I will safely decide whether or not we are in a pre-bull market or if we are in a continuation of the same bearish trend. So let's go back. Let's get out of, clear all, get out of drawing mode. Let's jump back down to the 4 hour, and I'll show you guys how we're going to do this. Well, before we do that, let's look at some critical levels, and let's just put some lines on here. What kind of line do I want? I want a parallel line, horizontal line. There we go. We're going to make one line right here that is at the peak of, let's make these a color that I can remember what we're doing. We'll make it this annoying blue here. So there's line number 1, and that is at the 13,900. Here's another significant peak right here. Boom. There's another line. I already had one there, as a matter of fact. Let's look at another significant peak right here. Boom. Whoops. Let's click the line. There we go. And we'll put one right here at the 10,500 level. And then, of course, the last one that we have is right here. So here's how we can make an intelligent decision on what is going on. Now let's zoom in to the 4 hour chart. Okay, here we go. And 4 hour. Let's make this big. So everyone's getting all excited right now because of this pump. This is a very significant run, but look at the volume. This volume is nothing compared to what we've had before. You know, the further that you move back, the bigger the volume spikes that you see, where this one doesn't even, it pales in comparison. It's just nothing. Well, anyway, let's get back to the point. This current run, first we had a lot of lower lows or higher lows, lower highs. Wait a minute. Let's just get some of these on here, and then we'll talk about it. So this is high point number 1, and then we have another high, which is a lower high 2. We have a lower high 3. So first we had to break through lower high number 3, which we did, and then we had to break through lower high number 2, which we did. Now we're waiting to break through lower high number 1, and we have not done that yet. So that's where our current price sitting at the level of what? 9,000, okay? And so this red candle is getting bigger just since the video started. But we need to close a candle at this point above. This is at the high point of, it's about 9,170, actually. Whoops, undo. Turn drawing off. Let's move this line up to the top of this candle wick. 9,398, somewhere around there. So let's say we do break above that. Then the next point that we need to worry about breaking would be, is it this one at the 9,371 level? Or let's just go back a little bit more. The next significant one after breaking this one, I think is going to be, let's scrunch it down. It was back here, I can't even remember. But it's each one of these. We can see them right here. Like here's a point here at the 10,000 level. That's significant. We got to break that. Backing it up here. I don't know where I got this line from. Where did that come from? Here's a lower high at 10,937. And then, of course, there's the one that I just drew at around 12,291. And then the big ones, here's one at 13,168 and then the 13,900. We have to undo all of that. Now, let's go back to the 1 day. Look at how this appears now. First, when you look at the whole deal, when you look at 2017, we haven't even broken out of the envelope of the 2017 run. Does this look like a bull market in comparison to this? It doesn't look like a bull market to me. It doesn't look like anything that you would really get excited about. Why are we impressed with this action, even the 13,900 run? It's still a microcosm of the run of 2017. It looks like a, what do you call it? A ripple, a reflex ripple. It's a miniature movement of what we already saw. Boom, and then boom, little boom. So I'm not really going to be impressed until we break this. And then that's still not enough evidence to know that we are there yet. We still have to eclipse the prior run of 2017. Now, if we can get some significant channel that develops here and takes us out, let's zoom back in. Here we go. Scrunch this up. So if we can get a serious upward channel started on the micro first, where this continues, and then have one the size of this entire flag, I'm ready to take note. And until then, I'm not convinced. So that is about all I have. This is Carlton Flowers, the Crypto Pro. And I'm going to close this out on the 4 hour, just so we can look at that candle and see that we are below the magical, powerful, new 1.618 light blue Fibonacci boundary, which I believe is going to tell the story. So that's all I've got. And this will let us know right here, we need to break straight, we need to break straight out of this fib circle boundary and continue this bullish micro trend. And if we do not, if this fails, I think things are going to get really ugly. So I'll keep watching the experts on YouTube and watching them change their mind and flip-flop on a daily basis. We all know who they are. I don't have to name names. I've done that before. And maybe I'll do another expose in the future, but you know who they are. Tomorrow, it could be a completely different story than what they are saying today, but we'll just have to watch the birdie. So that's all I've got. I am Carlton Flowers, the Crypto Pro. Comment and subscribe. You don't have to like the video if you don't want, because I don't care. I'm doing this out of fun. I don't make money from it, and it's for my own enjoyment and for us to have a good discussion and have a nice place where we can chop it up about our favorite cryptocurrencies. XRP video coming up soon. Stay with me. We'll see you.